Something's brewing in Walford that could tear families apart next week, and it's not just a bit of neighborly drama. From Zoe and Stacey's risky mission that could end in disaster to Ravi's chilling threat aimed squarely at George. And before we dive deeper, a quick sorry for going quiet the past 2 days. No uploads. Jack's even weighing up handing himself in, so it's a tense few days on the square you won't want to miss. Like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for all your EastEnders updates. 1. Vicki sees red. Zoe might be out of hospital, but you can tell that shooting's still shaken her up, even with the police saying it wasn't aimed at her. The Slaters are buzzing to have her home, but it's all a bit much and she bolts pretty quickly. Later, Vicki corners her in the café and brings up her dad, Den, and we all remember Zoe once smacked him before Chrissy finished the job. Things get heated fast, and Kathy and Anthony have to step in. But Vicki's fuming and follows Zoe to the Albert, where the row properly kicks off. Meanwhile, Kim's thinking about getting back behind the wheel, which gives Howie the idea to snap up a bargain motor from Lauren to surprise her. 2. George demands answers. George can't help but notice something's off between Oki and Harry, and it's got him both on edge and feeling protective over his brother. He even corners Gina to find out what's really going on. Junior tries to calm him down, but George's nerves go through the roof when he spots Oki heading into Kojo's flat and then realizes the locks have been changed. To top it all off, Harry's busy telling Gina how he feels about her until George storms in desperate for answers. And over at Walford High, Julie's buzzing to share she's landed herself a new job. 3. Zoe fears for her safety. Zoe pops into the Vic to have a laugh with the Slaters, and for a moment it feels like things are back to normal. But her mood completely changes when she finds out Freddie and Mo have blabbed about her shooting online, and now it's even made the papers. Convinced she's in serious danger, Zoe sneaks outside to leave a message for someone from her past. Is she reaching out to Max, or is there someone else she's desperate to get hold of? 4. Kojo's flat is searched. George is still on edge, so he sneaks a set of keys for Kojo's flat and has a nose around, hoping to dig up some proof of dodgy dealings. But he doesn't realize Oki's already swept the place clean, so he comes up empty-handed, though he still insists on having his own keys. Later, he vents to Junior and Phil about his suspicions, but will they back him up and help him figure out what's really going on? 5. Stacey and Zoe take a huge risk. Kat and Anthony do their best to reassure Zoe, but she's properly panicking about the danger hanging over her and the family. She even starts packing her things to get out of Walford until Stacey catches her and pleads with her to stay. Later, Stacey hears about Greg and tries to rope Jack in for help, but he wants nothing to do with it. That's when Zoe admits she's terrified Greg might already be dead because of her. Determined to find out, Stacey insists they go and check Greg's place, but could the two of them be walking straight into trouble? 6. Ravi targets George. Oki and Harry start to panic with George sniffing around, so they give Ravi a heads up that things could get messy. But Harry's left rattled when Ravi coldly says he'll deal with George himself. Just what's he planning, and how far will he go? 7. Cindy offers to move in. Lauren's gutted when Louie's birthday present fails to turn up on time. You can just imagine how heartbreaking that is for her, especially with a 10-year-old who's been counting the days. And of course, Cindy's straight in there, sensing an opening to stir things up. She casually drops it to Peter that maybe she should step in more with the little ones, like she's doing Lauren a favor. But knowing Cindy, it doesn't feel like simple kindness. It feels like she's angling for more influence, and that's bound to get under Lauren's skin. This could really kick off some tension because Peter's stuck in the middle of two strong-willed women who've never exactly been best mates. Viewers will definitely have opinions on whether he should accept Cindy's offer or back Lauren up. If he leans Cindy's way, Lauren could see it as a betrayal, and that might open up old wounds between the Beales and Brannings. It's the sort of family drama that can snowball fast on the square, and honestly, it's classic EastEnders messy family politics at its best. 8. Joel takes advantage. Ross picking up a second job is already piling pressure on Vicki, and now she's got to juggle more responsibility for Joel. Ross tries to remind Joel to show a bit of respect, but in true teenage fashion, Joel completely ignores him. Asking Vicki to splash out on tickets for his favorite podcaster feels cheeky enough, but when she says no, he goes behind her back and uses her card anyway. That's bound to sting not just because of the money, but because it shows how little he's listening to the adults around him. You can't help but feel for Vicki here. She's trying to keep things steady, and Joel's testing every limit he can find. When Julie steps in to have a word with Joel about his attitude towards women, things could really flare up. Will he get defensive and dig himself an even deeper hole? Or could this be the wake-up call he needs? Viewers will definitely be split on this one. Some will say he's just a stubborn teen. Others will think he's heading down a worrying path if no one checks him. And while all that's bubbling away, Ravi pushing Jack to hurry after Elaine shows interest in No 5 could spark another round of square politics. Between dodgy deals and family tensions, this feels like the sort of drama that could snowball fast. 9. Harry tries to save George. Ravi's out for George, and you can feel the tension building with every episode. Harry's desperate to keep things from exploding, so he ropes Kojo in to help talk George into taking Phil's boxing tour offer. On paper, it sounds like a clever way to get him out of Walford and out of harm's way for a bit, but anyone who knows George knows he's stubborn. Walking away isn't exactly his style. You can sense Harry's panic, though. If George sticks around, Ravi's temper could boil over, and that's a situation no one wants to see. This could really kick off some drama, because if George refuses to budge, it puts not just him but everyone around him at risk. And if he does take the offer, imagine the fallout when he eventually finds out people were scheming to get him out of the way. Viewers will definitely be debating whether this is a smart plan or just delaying the inevitable clash between Ravi and George. It's classic EastEnders tension, family loyalty, pride, and a brewing vendetta that could blow the square apart. Jack's clearly falling apart after the shooting, and you can see the guilt eating him up bit by bit. When he tells Denise he wants to own up to what he's done, it feels like one of those moments where everything could come crashing down. You can't help but feel for him, but at the same time, this is Jack. He's always been a man of action, and confessing could bring serious fallout for everyone around him. Denise's face says it all, though. She's terrified of what the truth could mean, not just for Jack, but for their whole family. By the end of the week, Jack's still dead set on coming clean, but Denise decides she can't just sit back and let him blow their world apart. Turning to Ravi for help is a risky move, and you just know fans will be shouting at the screen over this choice. Ravi's not exactly the safest person to rely on, and this could drag both of them into even deeper trouble. Whether her gamble pays off or makes things worse, it's the kind of twist that could completely shift their future, and it's bound to get viewers debating whether Denise is protecting her family or making a massive mistake.